All right, good afternoon, good morning, welcome everyone. In the interest of time, I'm going to start the program. Thanks so much for making it here. My name is Ethio. We have a lot of guests here today to speak about a very important topic. Hopefully we're gonna finish everything on time. I'll start with what we have really unpacked for you here from Ethio Diaspora Hub. We're presenting this amazing opportunity to showcase, the two amazing Ethiopian startup business. What are we expecting here today? Definitely, the first thing is I'm going to present you Jonas Tesfu, who is the CEO of Pangea Accelerator, who will be giving us the opening remark and do some introduction. That will be followed by Beza, who will be speaking about the BeSingularity. She is the founder of this amazing company that she's going to present that for us. And followed by that, we'll have Dr. Solomon, who will be also speaking on behalf of, Lifeline. He is the CEO of the company. And at the end, we have here Dr. Msekuru, who will be doing the closing remarks for us. Now, speaking of, who we are as Ethio Diaspora Hub, I mentioned that my name is Ethio Boldhana. I am the CEO and, the founder of Ethio Diaspora Hub. What it is, basically, I just want to take like a couple of minutes to tell you about what Ethio Diaspora Hub does and what we do in here. So Ethio Diaspora Hub is a platform that basically helps, diaspora community to be able to help get the right information at the right time. Basically, as we all know that if you are living outside of the Ethiopia, as an immigrant, you face a lot of problem. One of the biggest challenges that, immigrants have is having the right information at the right time. So realizing that, we have come to, build this platform just to, gap that information, the lack of information that diasporas will have. So basically what we do is we will help new coming immigrants to be able to equip their decision making through information. If you don't have information, the decision that you're going to make is not going to be that effective to whatever you want to do in your life. Basically, we believe that any diaspora has to go through these different 6 life phases. In each of these 6 life phases, at some point in time, you need decision to make, you need information to make a decision in your life. And that's what this platform is going to help us to do. So far, what have we accomplished? Definitely, this platform is operating in 7 different countries, which we believe we have a lot of Ethiopian diaspora community live there. Currently, we have 2.5 million visitors on the platform. That will be on average of 10,000 visitors every single day. We have around 120 businesses on board on the platform doing, presenting or showcasing their services and products on there. Another thing that we do on this platform is we capture all kind of, the scholarship all over the world. There are websites that publish this. We capture that. We have dedicated team in Ethiopia that do that. We have published more than 550 scholarship, and we're doing it as we speak. It's very helpful. We have also this investment corner on the platform to connect, diasporas interested in doing some, business in Ethiopia, making, startup companies that we have today to connect those two. We have also helping hands where we're trying to host some NGOs in Ethiopia who do amazing jobs so that we can help them to reach out to the diaspora community to be able to, expand their work. We do have daily news update or that. We have also some new services that we are planning to launch. Another thing, we've been recognized in Montgomery County as a best resource tool for the community. That's why we are on their platform as a best resource. Another thing, we're not only platform, we do a lot of, community work. We try to go into the community and make really impactful things on the community. See, these are some of our past works. We do this diaspora dialogues, on different topics, and we try to, continue to do that and to reach out to the community to do really, enrich the community with information. That's basically what we are doing. These are some of our partners that we do different kind of collaboration work with. we are really grateful to almost all of them. We're going to also come back and, give some kind of, round of applause for them at the end. But pretty much, this is what Ethio Diaspora is doing. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to give the floor to Mr. Jonas to do the first introduction about him company, and then what they do in with the organization that he does. Thanks so much. Mr. Jonas, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayub. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody can hear me clearly. My name is Jonas Tesfer, and I'm a founder and CEO of Pangea. I'm just going to be sharing my screen and hope that you can all see clearly now.
Yep, we can hear you.
Great. So just very short on Pangea and what we do. So our mission is developing the next generation of African entrepreneurs, or the co-founder of every startup wish I had. So we try to be dynamic and then we're basically 360. We are an investor at core, but we also do a lot of what you call accelerator program. As of date, about $35 million have been invested through the programs. We worked with over 350 startups. We have reviewed over 20,000 applications. So just imagine how many startups we've been looking through. So pretty good idea of what's happening in the ecosystem. In total, about 15 accelerator programs have been implemented. This is with partners, everything from Microsoft or World Food Program, UN Habitat, GIZ, SIDA. It's almost like we become professors in the development sector. We have about 60 investment partners and worked in about 10 countries. Exciting part is also we have a lead investor called Asini Capital. It's a Norwegian family office. But the good thing is we do some exciting projects together. So we have a hospital, Lisa Hospital in Kenya with 100-bed, focused on maternity services primarily. We also have Learnio, which has trained over 16,000 people on freelancing, operating in 15 countries now. So we do what we call like disruptive philanthropical projects, okay, and companies that we set up. Diaspora is also something that we've been working with before. This is one of the investments we did in a company called WorkPay. You can see some of the guys, some of the investors. We did this combined with an investor training program for diaspora people that were interested in investing. So far, they have made 2,100% return of investment. The investment vehicle we set up is called Pangea Angels One, if anybody wants to check it out. Now it's actually increased because Visa invested into WorkPay. I don't want to go into the details, but it's actually more than 2,100% as of today. Now, we're currently doing a program in Ethiopia called Scale Ethiopia. The question is, why are we doing something in Ethiopia? Here I've written down 8 million USD to Ethiopia versus 1.2 billion USD to Kenya. Anybody has any idea of what is these numbers I'm comparing? Any in the audience want to take a guess? Okay, this is startup investment going into Ethiopia versus Kenya. We're talking 150 times more investment, startup investment. This is money to young people. This is technology-driven companies. And what we're seeing is we clearly have an issue where money is not hitting the youth and the business builders and the ones creating jobs. So being a player that works in the region, we teamed up with GIZ and KfW and Invest in Jobs program and basically created Scale Ethiopia with the mission of how do we get more diaspora investment into the nation builders. We call the youth that because that's what they are. And also how do we get some of these investors that are currently investing into Kenya to invest into Ethiopia also. So we created Scale Ethiopia, and basically it's to facilitate growth of Ethiopian startups and SMEs through diaspora and investment, private investment. So what we've been doing is comprehensive investment readiness assessment, pitch preparation coaching, exposure, inclusive diaspora investor network, opportunity to secure funding as part of the program. And the businesses we have been selecting has been minimum 2 years in operation, minimum $10,000 revenue, core team in place, etc. So it's not storytellers, it's like real businesses, and they want to grow. But to be able to grow, they need funding. And diaspora, just so everybody's clear, last year diaspora remittances went from $4 billion to $6 billion. So you can see the diaspora as the biggest investors into Ethiopia, okay? So, but we as diaspora, we are not investing in the youth, only buying property and boring stuff. We need to invest in the people actually building the future. So these are the startups. We have 10 amazing startups we're working with, BeSingularity and Lifeline being 2 of them. These are also businesses that are working within mobility, such as total transport, or Gemla, working within fast-moving consumer goods and informal retail, AfriWorks, a champion within education, and many more. So it's a nice variety of businesses for those that are interested in investing or speaking with some of these businesses. I think we have businesses that might engage and interest all. So the journey so far has been where we are now currently is on step number 5, which is investor and diaspora engagement. And then it's also then the 6th step is now investing into businesses. And there's been some investment, but we're hoping there will be a lot more. We have also launched a market study for those that are interested into understanding the investor landscape currently in Ethiopia. So this is just called Investor Insight Report. We will share this with Ayub and Ethiopia Diaspora Hub, so they can share it with anybody who's interested. It also touches based on the diaspora investment opportunities and how they see it, but also from private investors, to be clear. So it's a good understanding. Also speaks about policy, a little bit about the legal financial framework. Just very short, if anybody's interested in being engaged, you can check us out at scaleethiopia.com, on LinkedIn at Pangea Accelerator, or you can check out Pangea Accelerator's website. That's also option. And then I just wanted to thank partners that have been part of this on the journey. So GIZ, KFW, Ethiopia Diaspora Hub and Ayub and the team, and obviously all the startups and many more. I'm also coming to Washington in June. So there's also potential for in-person meeting if anybody would be interested of that. But it's the easiest thing would be to link up with Ayub and through Ethiopia Diaspora Hub. So I think I just leave it there. And then if anybody has any questions, we can do that through the Q&A session. And then I hand it over to you, Ayub.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Jonas, for amazing presentation. That was really eye-opening. So next, without further ado, I'm gonna call for Ms. Beza to do her first presentation or pitch. Beza, the floor is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Ayub, and thank you everyone who be able to join. So help me, Jonas, on the presentation. Awesome. Yes. So I hope you guys do have a great time. So my name is Beza. I'm the founder of BeSingularity. And what we do in BeSingularity, we help African business scale in sales. So we started January 2021, almost now close to 5 years. And our main focus is helping businesses scale in their sales. So if you take a look, sales is a very difficult task, and many organizations struggle with sales, yeah? So hiring is difficult, training is difficult, retaining them is difficult. So having access to organized digital distribution network is difficult. If you take a look, you can take a look at Mercato. For those who know Ethiopia well, that's one. So that's the thing. And as a solution we propose is we provide recruitment. We provide an existing sales distribution channel for digital product owners. A very good example I will give you is if you take a look at Lifeline Addis, It's a platform connecting doctors, yes? So accessing a service provider of doctors or accessing a corporate users of that service is a digital product. So that is where we help going to businesses and reaching out to them. So we provide also a trained junior sales for businesses with high sales needs. If you can take a look, manufacturing companies, retailing businesses, we provide that. And at the end, we provide sales for fintech, SaaS, B2B or B2C. So that's what we do. And next is, I know I am not controlling my slides. So up to now, what we've been doing, we provide recruitment and training I mentioned earlier, right? So up to now, we trained more than 40,000 of junior sales people in our office and online platform we have. And we provide that for free. We don't charge anything. We just select for those who want to work in sales. So whomever willing to attend, either offline or online, they can join us. Up to now, we place around 4,000 of them in a different companies. We work with around 450 of them. And we have additional 2,000 around gig workers. So our platform provide a sales force. Our platform provide a gig platform. So that's what we do. Our staff is 19 in-house, and close to 100 of our staff is women. We have remotely, I think, around 50 people. Out of the placement of the 4,000, 57% of it is women. So we focus on women and young girls. Thank you. Next slide is, so our business model. So what we do is we provide a sales outsource service. So businesses with if they charge like some X amount, we take 25% of it. And then we make money out of that. We do sales recruitment and training. Per placement, we charge around $50. Sales consultancy, we do for small businesses and medium-sized businesses. That's around $200 per consultancy. And we have a marketplace with the partners. And we charge small businesses annually to subscribe and access a trained salespeople. In the platform, it's around $10. So that's our business model. Then the next slide is, so what do we have as a technology so that we reach to this level? So we do have 3 applications. The first application help us to reach as many, if you take a look at 14,000 used to be trained. That's the recruitment and training application platform we have, which helped us to be in Addis and all over Ethiopia, that users can register and be trained. The second one is a gig sales job dispatching online platform, which we call e-service, that help users that register with us, the gig workers, to access sales tasks while they're at home, studying, wherever they are. So it's like Uber dispatching. This is for sales activity dispatching. The third platform is, as I mentioned, the marketplace web platform, connecting trained salespeople with a business to hire them. So that's what we do. We have a white label model, a placement platform, and a call center, and we pilot customer we have is a good digital company. So that is us. So our mission is to be to reach to 1 million BeSingularity sales agent by 2027. We have a strong mission, I know. So it's in East Africa and not only in Ethiopia, in East Africa, the market is big. Ethiopia do have 2.4 million businesses, and the East Africa market is even bigger, 10 million, and we want to serve them, those businesses in the sales sector. Then yeah, our destination is, if you take a look at Kenya, if you can take a look at Rwanda, they are big. So next slide, sorry. So yeah, so how do we approach them is, if a startup receive a 3 million I don't know, growth funding, and where do he invest? Is it investing in technology, in sales, and having a big tip? It will be challenging. So us becoming their sales department and helping them scale, because again, as I mentioned, we have a gig network to distribute their products. Once they plug in, they can distribute. We can take a look to the second slide, so I save time. So this is how we see it as an opportunity. The target market is big. Rwanda, the Kenya market is big. Rwanda market is big also. Next. Yeah, so the go-to-market strategy for Kenya is, as I mentioned earlier, we have a pilot customer, even Pangea, and the businesses under Pangea. We want to distribute their products through our call center being here in Ethiopia, and then distribute their products to our call center. That's we're piloting. Yeah. Next. So the competitive landscapes there, BeSingularity, the traditional marketplace like Mercato. If you take a look at Derja.com for the placement, if you take a look at freelancer platforms. So how do we differentiate our service? We provide specific sales tasks and sales training. We have the expertise to it. We provide uniquely focus on digital products, time. You just plug in and you save time, provide tools for our gig workers, provide sales distribution with affordable price because of we have a gig worker. Yes. So our partnership so far, we worked with USAID to place 2,000 women and youth in training in sales. SOS Village, we plan to reach in the next year 500 youth placement in sales. There are Incomoco Sales and Market Linkage, SNV, and One Microfinance, Masrat, and MasterCard Foundation project placing 10,000 youth, MOU with Entrepreneurship Development Institute, the government for regional expansion in Mekelle, Hawassa, Adama, and Bahir Dar as an office, with SNV, with B2B market linkage for 50 digital enterprises, and GIZ for SME technical support. I know I'm taking too much. I have with, so our regional coverage is in Addis and Mekelle physically. We have 48 waradas physically, team working in sets, and we want to expand in East Africa, Kenya, Rwanda. That's our plan. Roadmap is like today we place, as I mentioned earlier, 4,000 people and 2,100 in gig. So in 18 months, we want to reach to placement of at least 21,000 sales staff and having, as I mentioned earlier, the million gig workers in our platform. Yeah, this is our financials. So far we have current annual revenue is 71,000 USD, and we project to reach to 290,000 USD by July 2025. Investing in BeSingularity and be part of the changing the narrative. Yeah, so we want to link with this group and see the opportunity if we could have investors that we are happy. If they are strategic partners, we are happy, we are welcoming. We want to see if BeSingularity could expand in your regional or your country or continent. We are happy to collaborate. That is us, this is me. The information below you will find is my contact, the business contact. This is the team. This is my contact, the email, the website, everything. Thank you very much. I know I took minutes. Forgive me, please.
Thank you, Beza, and thank you. That's really amazing. Next, I'm going to call for Dr. Solomon for his presentation on Lifeline Addis. Dr. Solomon, floor is yours.
Okay. Good evening, everyone who are in Ethiopia, and good morning for those from US. I would like to thank Ethiopia Diaspora Hub for making this happen, and Jonas for facilitating this and making this so rapid. Remember how you showed us the gap between information gap the diaspora faces when they go to America. The same is true. There is a huge information gap between what we do here in Ethiopia and what the diaspora knows about us. So, and I will tell you about our service later on, but like we know more than 75% of our users are the diaspora who are like somehow finding our service somewhere. But like we know a lot more of the diaspora don't know about our service. So by the end of this brief presentation, I wish some of you will probably hear about Lifeline for the first time and you might use it for yourself and your family. I will hope some of you might have some interest to invest in Lifeline, which we really want. And if not, like I'm sure you will keep recommending us to families and friends there. So I will now just go to our presentation. I'm sure like pretty much most of us will face a time where we have a loved one or a family, a close family of us has some serious illness, you know, and those times are stressful. But imagine having this in a country like Ethiopia, where you don't really have the right resource and support. And imagine like being abroad and you don't have the right access to see that. Imagine you'll be living in America and your family here is critically ill. Imagine having to stop work and abandon work and come here, or like even if you are here, abandon work and stop. All of these have a lot of emotional burden, psychological burden, and obviously financial burden. And this is not a case of just few people now in Ethiopia. 1 in 3 of illnesses in Ethiopia happening are due to long-term medical conditions. I'm talking about cancer, stroke, complicated diabetes, hypertension. This doesn't used to be the case previously, because people used to think Africa was for infectious diseases, TB, malaria, things like that, but it's not. It's not anymore. 1 in 3 of these are long-term medical conditions. This accounts to 9% of the population, which is more than a lot more than 10 million Ethiopians have long-term medical conditions that include diabetes, hypertension, stroke, cancer. But our healthcare system is not designed for chronic rehabilitative and palliative care. It's, you know, whether it's a private hospital, which is usually very expensive and unaffordable and not fit for rehabilitative and palliative care, or a public hospital, which usually are overcrowded and are not suited. If you have a stroke, you not stay. You probably need rehabilitative care for months, 6 months, a year, but you will probably stay a week at a hospital. So we don't have a healthcare system that's designed for long-term rehabilitation and palliative care. All of this is happening in a country where we have an increasing number of unemployed healthcare professionals, unlike anywhere else in the world. We still have one of the lowest healthcare professional to population ratio, but unfortunately, due to the increased number of graduates recently, we are unable. Can you hear me, Job? Like, I think there was echo from yours. Okay, great. So unfortunately, we got to a point where we have unemployed health professionals, while on the other hand, we have patients staying at home that need palliative and rehabilitative care. This is a huge paradox. And Lifeline is here to bridge this gap. Our job is to connect healthcare professionals that are unemployed or underemployed to patients requiring long-term palliative and rehabilitative care at their own home. And we provide comprehensive, personalized, and quality home-based healthcare by bridging those two. What we provide is we provide doctor's visit, nursing care, physiotherapy, laboratory, right at our patient's house. Our business is simple. 1, we act like a platform where nurses, doctors that want to work at a home care will register in our platform, and patients that require home-based healthcare, which is usually their family, which is usually their son, their daughter, which is usually family in the US or Europe requiring that service for them. And then we match those patients, healthcare professionals with patients, and we take 50% commission fee. We also have a subscription package for people who are well or that have diabetes or hypertension that's not complicated, where we make sure they stay healthy. That's our wellness package. That starts from $49 per year. It depends on the number of the type of test that is needed and the age of the customer or the condition of the customer, which I think is very interesting for the diaspora. The diaspora is not here with their family. They will come here if they have stroke, they have cancer, but like the best place to be will be to prevent those complications by using our wellness package. This is not a small market. Based on the 9% population I mentioned earlier, this can be accounted to 1.8 billion. We are here trying to capture 100 million from investment point of view of this market, but we are already being impactful, and that's going to keep increasing. Our team is a group of young, energetic, multidisciplinary team that includes doctors, finance experts, project managers, and IT people. And you can see our chief operation officer and our finance officer here. We also have a very active, highly experienced advisory team that's helping us in our strategic advisory, clinical advisory, and financial advisory. But most importantly, our biggest asset is we have 2,250 vetted registered healthcare professionals that are willing to work with us. Imagine we are Uber for healthcare, and we have 2,250 drivers that are waiting for our call. So far, we have 15,400 visits. We have created active, dignified jobs to 200 healthcare professionals. I told you, like, we have around 2,200 registers, but we have a small fraction of that already have jobs. So we have a big room to grow. And our revenue so far is more than 200,000 USD. We outplay the competition, which is usually freelance healthcare professionals, which is not sustainable or reliable as this kind of service increase, and general hospital, which are usually the replacement or someone that could have been treated at home, staying at the hospital. In our scope of care, like I said, it's comprehensive, we are accessible, we come to your house, and we are significantly affordable. Compared to what you can spend if you are at a hospital for a month, we probably will provide that over a year. We are able to achieve this because we have healthcare professionals that are willing to work, that are unemployed, unfortunately, and underemployed. Yeah. So, but our vision is, like, we think this can scale. We want to serve 1 million families in, like, palliative and rehabilitative care. And we believe the diaspora knows a better healthcare. It's the diaspora that can be the first mover to introduce the concept of wellness to Ethiopia, because most of the illnesses that are leading to stroke, cancer, and other chronic illnesses can be prevented if we have a proper wellness program. And we are ideal to provide those, because the Ethiopian hospitals are not fit to provide wellness because they are already crowded with emergency, urgent cases. But, like, we believe there is a room to do wellness, and we are ideal for this. And while doing this, we'll create 10,000 healthcare jobs. That's our vision. And to achieve this, we understand we need to automate most of our services. You can't really go on calling for nurses and sending to patients. We want to automate this. We want to enhance our logistics and equipment. We want to provide training and capacity, because professionalism can be an issue. And when you have 10,000 healthcare professionals in the future, we want to make sure we have consistency of service, and we want to provide training and capacity building and marketing. Of course, you have a lot of healthcare nurses registered, but, like, just a few people know about us. I'm sure most of you here probably never heard of Lifeline. So yeah, we want to do that. And in this round of investment, we are raising 200,000 USD. So we believe this is a very nice way of being impactful while making money. And we encourage you to, like, learn more about us. We are always available to chat with you, to describe more about our service. We are very hopeful, like, our service impact, use it for your family, for yourself, and refer us to other people. And at most, we think it's a great opportunity if you join the Lifeline team, be an investor with us, and let's make this impact bigger. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Dr. Salman. Really amazing job that you guys are doing. Thanks so much for the presentation and for the opportunity here. Now I'm going to open the floor for open discussion for the coming 10 minutes. Any question, any suggestion? I see Fatuma, your hand. I'll let you bring your question or suggestion. Okay. If you are speaking, we're not hearing you.
Yep, can you hear me now?
Oh, yep, we can hear you now.
I was just clapping for Dr. Solomon and Beza's presentations. Just want to thank you for broadcasting and sharing what you're doing. And I think my question is if there's any specific support that you need from the diaspora community, or if there's anything that this community here on the call can do to help you, and also John, is the work that you're doing in Pangea to support folks like Solomon and Beza. Yeah, please let us
know. Dr. Solomon, that's a question for you.
Yeah, great. Faduma, thank you very much. I see African Diaspora Network in your name. We shall keep in touch. Yeah. Honestly, like already the first movers of our service are the diaspora, because they are not here for their family, and because they know better, there is access to better healthcare, and they also have relatively the means to pay for the services. So what we need from anyone is like platform to get our story out there. You know, any spotlight like this will get the story out there. So that already will be very great to research about us and spread the word. When it comes to investment, we also want to think of our company as a profitable business, a sustainable, profitable business, because there is a huge demand. So connecting us with that can potentially help us significantly grow. And you know,
I think we lost you, Solomon.
Yeah, I think he freezes.
Maybe, is it possible to jump to Beza and then we can bring Solomon back once the connection?
Yep.
So thank you, Fatima. So I was going through the slide very fast. So one of the opportunities that the African diaspora community, which is huge, which actually the African diaspora investing in African startup is very few. I was reading some documents about that, and the foreigners are the one, actually the US and the Europeans are the one investing, and there is huge opportunity, really Africans trading and investing in local startups. So us being an Ethiopian startup and working for close to 5 years now, and creating a foundation in Ethiopia, but we believe the challenge that we solve is unemployment. The challenge we solve is distribution of technological products or companies with the technology to distribute, to acquire more customers. We want to see it in two directions. The first one is a strategic partnership that help us establishing not only in Ethiopia, but in the rest of Africa, because the market is huge. The service that we can serve in Africa by itself is huge. So that is, I believe that is a strategic partnership. The second one is if we put it in a financial investment, I believe investing in African startup is huge. And us, we raised so far 15,000 euros from Impact, and we're grateful for that contribution. And we want to make sure that become a one step for us reaching to the full potential of BeSingularity all over Ethiopia and Africa. So we are asking there around 150,000 USD. So if there is a way, collaboration, finding it and financing it, that would be another option. So I see it that way, as you mentioned. Our contacts is with you. I'm sure mine and Dr. Solomon also. I believe that's how I see. Thank you, Fatima, for the question and suggestion.
Thank you, Beza. Let me go back to Dr. Solomon. I think he's raised his hand. Can you? Yeah, good.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Like I was disconnected between, I don't know what part of what I said was disconnected, but it's like what Beza said. What we'll ask is two things, Faduma. One is like all strategic partnership and platforms that create visibility, because we know we have invaluable impact to the diaspora. And two is investment. So if we are to meaningfully grow, we want to relay investment than other forms of vehicles. So connecting us with angel investors or like other forms of investors will be our ask. I just want to summarize this. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I guess my input on this, Fatima, first of all, thank you for the feedback, and a big fan of African Diaspora Network. I will also try to make it to the investment symposium that you're having, I think, in so no, but I think like working with a lot of the startups, I mean, obviously investment is mentioned, distribution is another thing, but for Ethiopia, just so we are clear, it's very different if you are Ethiopian diaspora and you invest in Ethiopia versus if you're an American investor. It's because you get a lot of privileges as a diaspora. So we're sending billions of dollars in all kinds of money, but very little of that money is invested into the young people that will create jobs for the rest, you know. So we're not technically using the diaspora money, even though we have privileges and we can invest in much more flexible terms than international investors. We're not utilizing that power as nation builders. So we're leaving the youth kind of a bit of alone to fight all their struggles, which is not fair. Specifically when, again, we're sending billions and they don't need billions. So at least we should be able to diversify. The other thing, just to be very clear, Farma, is that the diaspora just globally, and just looking into the US and like for a business like Lifeline, as Dr. Solomon was saying, like there are millions of Ethiopian diaspora, millions, and they all have relatives in Ethiopia. And as we all know, with time, we all get old, as we spoke about before, and with age comes more problems. So, and many wants to get old, you know, back home. Many wants to die back home. So, but we haven't figured out this whole like, how does the medical system look like? So the whole aspect of diaspora being customers, but you also have an opportunity to invest because you can see that this can become a big thing. Now you create a win-win situation. Same goes with BeSingularity. And a lot of these win-win situation can be created. It's just that I think many startups are struggling teaming up with the diaspora because we're just this big community, we're everywhere, and it just becomes, it's not solidified, you know? So I think if there's something that the Africa Diaspora Network could do, also Ethiopia Diaspora Hub, is clearly like, how do you make it easier for the diaspora to team up with these youth champions building our countries back home while we're getting chubby in America or Europe, you know? Because change won't come on its own. And what we believe in Pangea is that you can try to bet on NGOs or governments, etc., but we believe that the youth is kind of the ones that has the biggest chance of transforming this story back home, because we're all a bit tired of these stories. So we need to find a more constructive way, I think, of supporting our champions. So if Africa Diaspora Network or Ethiopia Diaspora Hub could do more activities of connecting you know, guys like Beza and Dr. Solomon with investments or people that can set up with customers visibility, it would be gold.
Thank you so much, Jonas, Solomon, Beza, for your responses. And Jonas, I hope you join us at the African Diaspora Investment Symposium this coming May. I know you said you're coming in early June in DC, but I'll share more details for the rest of the attendees in the chat. But just to your point, Jonas, absolutely. I think even at the African Diaspora Network, we look for ways to support diaspora startups, not only here in the United States, but also African entrepreneurs on the continent, and focusing specifically on mobilizing the diaspora to support the economic transformation on the continent. So we have a few programs that support startups in really accelerating their businesses and connecting them to investors. So we're on the same page on that one, and just seeing how we can do beyond or go beyond remittances and go beyond how the diaspora is currently engaged. But looking forward to continue the conversation with most of you, and just want to thank Eob and the Ethio Diaspora Hub for bringing us all together.
Yep. Thank you, Fatima. We have a question here from participant for Mr. Jonas. It says from Mulgeta Tadelo. How are you selecting other startups in Ethiopia? Is there any call or participation?
Yeah, we had a call out as part of Scale Ethiopia. I think we're going to come out with a new one in a few months. As part of selection, it needs to have a revenue of minimum $10,000 a year. It should have been established for at least 2 years. Obviously, some businesses, they can grow faster and they can reach, but basically it needs to be a registered company, core team in place, some revenue. We're not too needy on that. And then it needs to have potential for, what do you call, like potential for growing, you know, so big market potential and impact potential. Those are usually the criteria. For me, what I usually tell people, because we've been investing in startups now in 8 years. So after a while, you kind of figure out, find entrepreneurs and people you believe in. Because it in the end, it might be a business and it might be an idea, but like it's a people you invest in the end. And I think that's also why it should be interesting for the diaspora. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you, Jonas. Any other question from participant? We have 2 more minutes before we move to the next speaker. I know in the group, I see some familiar faces. I see Dr. Sam, I also see from Voice of Africa, I believe it's Kadmil. Any question, any suggestion on this? Hello, Mr. Kadmil, how are you?
I'm doing great, sir. Thank you for having us today. Just want to say, great job to all the participants today. I'm definitely very interested, and we'll be following up with Mr. Eo to see how best we can also amplify, your voices and your work through our platform.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Kadmil is the CEO of, Voice of Africa. They've been doing an amazing job in the last event that have been. So it's really a pleasure for you, Mr. Kadmil, to know you and to be able to work with you. Looking forward to have those collaborations in the future. Thanks so much for coming today here. Dr. Samuel, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, thank you so much, Eob. And just like Cardinal said, I'm excited to listen through to most of the presentations here. All of us are looking towards African development and sustainable, bringing things back to Africa, and then bringing in the context, build Africa by Africans. So thank you once more. Sorry where I am, I couldn't turn on my video. Yeah, so thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate your support on this. With that, I'm going to go to the next item where we'll be introducing our next, closing remarks. That will be done with Dr. Msekar. I will invite Dr. Msekar to do her closing remarks, and we're going to do the final also on thanking the sponsors and co-sponsors of this event. Without further ado, I'll let Dr. Msekar the floor. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Good afternoon, good evening, based on where you are. And first of all, I would like to say thank you for Ethio Diaspora Hub for providing this platform for us to connect. My name is Misker, or Msekar, based on where I am. I'm a doctor by training and a public health expert. I'm the co-founder of, with my partner, Dr. Brooke, Inside Global Consultancy, which is a healthcare strategy firm based in the US, but serving Africa with a commitment to bridge global expertise with local impact. Again, I'm very happy to see amazing startups, accelerators being spotlighted, and especially even happier to see Dr. Sol, which is a fellow St. Paul alum and a Mandela Washington alum. So happy to see that. And Beza, very nice to hear the work that you're doing. And Jonas, just to echo what you were saying, I think we need more platforms like this to connect us. I'm someone who strongly supports partnership. We don't need to disrupt what has been done. I think we need to connect with each other and uplift and support each other. So I think what Eob is doing here and African Diaspora Network also doing it here is really amazing. Just bringing us together, talking about what we have, how we can better support each other. And I think we are at a very pivotal moment in global health, especially for Africa, where I think the future of Africa should be, can no longer be imported. And I think we should all co-create, co-design, and contextualize and, locally lead it. And I think this is where the diaspora-led and Africa-rooted innovations come to the center light, and they're not dispensable anymore. At EGC, we hosted a webinar last week, and it's called Aid to Agency. And what we were talking about was how do we go to agency? How do we pivot with the current climate. And there was a theme that kept coming up, and it was about how local systems should not, just react to priorities, but also actively shape them, actively talk about what is important to African healthcare right now, not just accept what's coming or like what's being fed into them. And I think also we were talking about sustainable progress. It really strongly relies on collaborative partnerships, and it should be rooted in trust and contextual understanding of, what Africa needs, which is, I think, only possible by African-led initiatives, just like Beza's and Jonas's and Sol's initiatives. Just to wrap it up, I don't want to say too much, or I just want to say that at Inside Global Consultancy, we actively support this shift by supporting diaspora founders navigate different hurdles they're having, by validating, ideas with real-world data. We're very data-focused, and we also align different innovations with public health priorities. So let's work together. Let's talk more. Let's help each other, because it's a very tough and confusing moment that we're all in. Again, thank you to Diaspora Hub, and I'll link our LinkedIn page. Feel free to reach out. Also, feel free to reach out to me, and very happy to discuss on how we can work together. Have a good day or evening wherever you are. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Dr. Msikar. Next, I'm going to just highlight our co-sponsors or supporters here, and then if I may, I'm going to call up for those representatives to speak a little bit about them. Let me just share my screen first so that you can. All right. First, I'd like to call upon the Voice of Africa. Mr. Kamil, if you want to say something about, I would like to give you the floor. Thanks so much for your participation in here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Eyob. I think, the Ethio Diaspora Hub and, the Voice of Africa are pretty similar. The main difference is you are the voice of, Ethiopia. And then, we cover the entirety of Africa. As a Voice of Africa, our goal is to become the gateway to all things Africa. We are a one-stop shop ecosystem for Africa. We have, a media platform which covers newspaper, TV, newsletter, social media, playlists, podcasts, all types of content platforms that are available. We also have an event that we throw here in DC, which is the largest Pan-African event here in DC now, called Experience Africa, where we celebrate African and Caribbean cultures. We have different activities, fashion show, food festival, panel discussions, a comedy show, a lot more. We also have the Voice of Africa Trade, Investment, and Tourism Forum. So with this organization, like Mr. Eyob said last week, we had an event where we had different businesses come and do presentations on their business, as well as, having matchmaking rooms where investors, came to listen in and, hopefully close some deals, which are now in process. We also have a tourism agency, so we do tours to Kenya and Ethiopia, Kenya and Ghana as of right now. So Mr. Eyob, we have to talk and see how best we can do one for Ethiopia next year. I think would be great. And then lastly, we have a program called the Ambassador of Africa program, which focuses on African students here in the States, helping them achieve the dreams and goals that they have for Africa. So thank you once again, Mr. Eyob, for this platform and allowing us to also have a voice as well. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kamil. Next, I'm going to call for the African Diaspora Network. Ms. Faduma, if you say something on it, please.
Thank you, Eyob. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. I just want to thank Mr. Eyob and the Ethio Diaspora Hub for this event and for bringing us. My name is Faduma Mohammed, and I'm with the African Diaspora Network. We are a nonprofit based out of the Silicon Valley in the United States, and we convene Africans from the continent, descendants of Africa, including African Americans, Afro-Latinos, Afro-Caribbeans, and allies, to create an ecosystem that nurtures the entrepreneurial spirit, and also mobilizing the intellectual, the financial resources of the diaspora for not only to build the communities that we live in here in the United States, but also to support the economic transformation that we want to see on the African continent. And to support this, we have a few key programs that drive our mission. As I put in the chat, and I spoke briefly about it earlier, we have the annual African Diaspora Investment Symposium. the opportunity to bring the diaspora community together, to convene, to connect, to discuss. And this year's Addis is what we call it in short, is taking place this coming May at George Washington University in DC. And the theme is on beyond remittances. How can we unlock the potential of the African diaspora beyond sending individual remittances back home? So looking forward to seeing some of you there. We have a few specific programs, accelerator programs that support Black entrepreneurs here in the United States. That's the Accelerating Business Leadership and Entrepreneurship. And then we have two entrepreneurial programs on the continent, Builders of Africa's Future, and also the Start Your Social Enterprise program that supports Catholic sisters specifically. And throughout the year, we host impact and innovation forums, similar to what Mr. Eob is doing today. And we just recently launched a program in partnership with the Gates Foundation called the African Scientific Community Engagement Program, linking African scientists across the continent, across both continents, here in the US and back on the continent in Africa. So those are a few of the programs that we run to support the work that we do in driving and just mobilizing the diaspora. And I think someone mentioned it earlier, just how, with all that we do, it's really through strategic partnerships and working with like-minded individuals. So just want to thank Ethio Diaspora Hub again, and really glad that we've connected on this call with a lot of you, and looking forward to continue the conversation. Back to you, Mr. Eo.
All right, thank you, Ms. Faduma. Appreciate that. Next, I know we don't have the representative here today, but would like to also shout out for the RDN seats, especially for Ms. Rebecca. She is really amazing person who really helped us to have a lot of opportunities, help the community. So I'd like to shout out for her, even though she's not around here today. Then we have also Ashwa Technology. This is our partnership from back Ethiopia. They are also doing amazing technology work, and I'd like to also thank them. And finally, we have also Equal Trade Alliance, and we have Tapta Ambulance, and these are our co-sponsors or co-participants. And thank you so much, everyone. I think we are on time, just 1 p.m. We did it on time. Thanks so much for the participation. Thank you so much for Mr. Jonas for this amazing collaboration. Dr. Solomon, Beza, and thank you, Dr. Msekir, for showing up today and helping us in this effort. And then everybody, really appreciate your time. Until we meet next time, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.